Welcome, everybody. Welcome to your 2024 WNXL and NXL World Cup here in Kissimmee, Florida. My name is Matt Falby. I'm here in the booth with Jordan. Jordan, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Jordan Boyum. I used to play on LA Ironman, playing with the Toxic Teddies now down in semi-pro. Just excited to be out here at World Cup. Best tournament of the year.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We're watching Clutch City Oilers versus Padres at the moment. Clutch City Oilers with a bit of a lead. Padres trying to crawl back into it, literally crawl back into it, hopefully up this snake if they can.
Yeah, this match started out Clutch City kind of dominating the snake and winning the body count early in the points, and it looks like everything's kind of settled down, and the Padres kind of find a little bit of a groove, more consistency, so you're seeing a closer points the last couple.
Padres struggling to get in the snake early in the match. They're doing better now. They need to take advantage of it, though. I don't see anybody up the middle for Clutch City to stop them, and that's really where the shot can come to stop your crawl up the snake.
No, I'd say the Padres have a slight advantage, actually, right here, with the middle kind of looking over the top of the snake, and then they also have a snake to contest. Drill side looks locked up right now.
Oilers being up points, they're more in a sit-and-shoot situation, just try to grind out the clock. You got 7 minutes, which is a lot of clock to grind out, to be honest. But that's the game plan.
Yeah, if I was the Padres, I don't think this is desperation time at all. There's plenty of game time left, so we just got to play a straight-up point. That's how I'd probably go into this point if I was a player on the field right now. It's a straight point. Let's win this one and keep moving on.
Make them make mistakes.
That's right. Middle guy's looking like he wants to make a move. He's not really sure what's going on. I don't think he has all the information. Yeah, he's probing. I don't think he really needs to do too much right here, though. See?
A little too much probing.
He's probing, got himself caught.
Yeah.
Unnecessary death. You really need to stay alive in these moments when you're down 2 points. You got to value your bodies, right? Yeah. We need all the points we can get right here to get back in the game. And probing around with lack of information there, trying to edge out a kill that you don't really need to get right now, can hurt the team.
I would have rather seen him just make that leap to the next wedge or brick rather than doing the stand out in the open.
Right, commit to the move.
Yeah, if you're probing looking for a gun, well, guess what? That guy's going to gun too, and if you're standing out in the open, he's going to win. So
standing around out in the open, no one's shooting you got to commit to the move.
Yeah. Well, Oilers make a little bit of bump up here to what we're calling Snake 4.
Yeah, so it looks like chips are going to fall now for Padres. That one center player that died it's going to hurt. There you go. Force a concede.
Yeah.
Clutch City, they got control of the match right now. They're up 3 points again. They're going to play this 3-point deficit. We all know how that 3-point deficit works in paintball. It's tough to come back from.
It's desperation time. So that point probably fell apart when the Padres player tried to go up the middle.
Well, he was up there in a good spot, but he tried to do a little too much, right? Overextension.
Yeah.
Tried to edge out the snake guy. Snake guy was kind of locked in on that zone. Got himself shot, and then the chips kind of fell from there.
That freed up the Oilers snake player to go ahead and make another bump, and then he started controlling that Dorito side. And
there's really no one to stop him. I mean, you could just come up to the next one and get that next cross-field kill, and now they're up 2 bodies, and that's how this field's going to play probably for most of the weekend.
All right, we got a little timeout, so why don't you tell us about Toxic Teddies? Where are you guys
Toxic Teddies. They are from Indiana, and they're a new semi-pro team. I got with them through 10-man. So they're kind of more of an old-school background.
Yeah.
And great group of guys. Kind of new, I'd say green to the X-ball format, but they're hungry. And I've been in talks with the owner, for Jacob Easter, for a couple years now. And he wanted to put in a semi-pro team. And I was giving him advice along the way, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, because I've already been through it. And eventually the stars kind of aligned where I was able to come out here and play with them and just really coming in to obviously have fun. Paintball's fun.
Yeah.
And compete at this level, and then really just kind of show these guys what it takes to be great at this level, because it does take a lot.
And I mean this is no disrespect, but obviously they're going to need some leadership if they're jumping straight into semi-pro. So
I think they played Chicago, and it was a little rough for them.
Yeah.
So now at least they've been through it once. They understand what they're getting into, and hopefully we got greener pastures from here.
Yeah, go win it this weekend. All right, here we go. We're back to Shut Up, We're Trying versus Droogs Frankfurt. It's 2-2. We got 10 on the clock, so a ton of time.
Losing the snake player pretty early, crawling up. That back center bunker can just drop in paint right past that beam. So guys got to be careful crawling up.
Looks like Dan Sensi taking a walk, unfortunately, for the Droogs up the middle.
Down 2 bodies. Shut up, we're trying. Kind of in control of this point right here pretty early.
Ooh,
this guy's going to get cut.
He got there. I didn't expect
Wow.
the Droog player to get there to that snake corner. That's
I think that middle guy was really looking for a snake guy, and he wasn't looking for the fill out. So it's good timing on the back center guy to leave.
So if the Droogs lose this, which I kind of think they might lose this point, they're not in a horrible situation. They'll be 3-2. There'll be about 8-9 minutes on the clock.
Plenty of match time left.
Now they're going to lose.
Snake guys.
All right, coach time. Do you towel out when you have one player on 4?
Tie game. Yeah, they went ahead and conceded. They're going to save time. Yeah, I'd like to tell myself 30, 40 seconds. If my guy's not doing anything to try to win the game, even though we're supposed to lose, because it's kind of one of those mentalities, it's win fast, lose fast. So you're down a lot of bodies, you're probably going to lose a point. And you got to get in that mindset of, hey, we're not supposed to win this.
Yeah.
But if we just sit here, we're probably not going to win this. But if we go forward, maybe catch a guy, make a couple moves, get behind him. I mean, it happens. And I think that's going to at least give yourself some type of advantage. So as a coach, I would look at it like, okay, well, if my guy's not moving in the next 30 seconds, I'm calling it. Let's just reset 5-on-5. Let's get another point in because it's 2-2. We obviously are capable of competing with this team. Let's just reset with a fresh start.
I'd say part of that calculus for me would be, do I think the other team knows exactly where my dude is? If there's a window of opportunity for something crazy to happen,
right,
a 3-on-1 or even a 4-on-1,
and you can see that through body language of the players. Snake out break again for Oilers and Padres. Padres go ahead and look inside from that snake, which is going to have vision on the Dorito guy, and it looks like the Dorito guy actually just got shot for the Oilers. So good shot on whoever was able to get that one in on him.
Oilers dropped their first player,
Padres
so
also lose a player, so I think it's 4-4. I'd give a slight advantage to the Oilers because it does look like they're just kind of locked up right now. Plus, they're up 3 points, so you kind of have to give the advantage to them as long as they have the body count even or in their favor. You're going to have to give an advantage to them.
Well, it gives you a lot of flexibility as a coach to set out different game plans because you can even throw some crazy stuff at the wall. You're up high enough points. Just
and this is good for the Oilers because it's the first match of the tournament. They're up 3 points against a good team, right? The Padres have been around a long time through Division II and semi-pro. These guys are not new to the game. And for the first match of the tournament for your team, you're up 3 points. You really want to see how focused, how dialed in is my team, that they're able to communicate and hold off points, right? Because this is good reps for them early in the tournament. You want to see this early. It's kind of one of those things where later in the tournament, they may be able to look back and say, we were battle-tested, right? We were in these situations where we needed to kind of play a little bit of defense, a little bit of zones, and we were able to kind of control the field. You want to learn this early in the tournament, so this is good for them.
I'll agree. I think teams don't practice defense as nearly as much as they practice offense.
No.
So you might as well work on that skill while you're out here. You're up 3 points. Go for it.
Exactly. And tournament experience is the most valuable experience because you got the refs. The paint shoots better. Practice sometimes you don't get the same simulation as tournaments. So it is valuable here to get that early on.
Well, Padres pushing up to this. I'll call it the Snake 4. Not quite at the Snake 50. Frankly, the Snake 50 is kind of a little dangerous to live in on this field if they got any presence on the Dorito side.
Yeah, Oilers are using that snake insert bunker to kind of lock off the Dorito side. So I think if Padres are going to make a move, I think they're going to have to kind of press the middle. They just need to get this snake guy to stop looking inside.
Yeah, well, if the Padres can win a gunfight with the snake player,
well, that'd be great.
That'd be great. But I just don't see the Oiler player doing that. He's obviously got a mission.
No, and he has no reason to.
Although, as we say that, he just missed the move from the Padres up the middle.
He did.
Here we go. He's going to launch.
Oh, J-Mac.
The refs are looking. Nope. They're going to call that clean.
Oh, it's going to work out for him. There you go. So that's what you want to see. Padres guy needs to follow that right up.
Yeah.
When I was watching the pros practice yesterday, I noticed that the teams that were practicing flooding the snake, as soon as that first guy dies, get right back in there.
Yeah. Got away with it there. Some of these snakes just turn into like conveyor belts of players. Teams just keep feeding
snake
body after body. That's a big loss to the Padres. Unfortunately, lose the middle guy too. That's
the middle guy. That was sloppy there. He was too focused on what happened to his snake guy and totally forgot about their snake guy rapping on him.
So it's 2 minutes on the clock. Oilers are up 4-1. If I'm the Padres coach, I think I kind of concede this match and don't towel it out. Just let them play it out. I don't think realistically if you could...
Probably not going to win this match.
Yeah.
So at this point, early in the tournament, go ahead and just save the margin just in case something happens.
Let your guy play it.
You never want to be sitting there looking at the scorecards, wondering if you're going to make it in Sunday on a 2-2, but I'd rather have a tighter margin and have a chance and get blown out.
Well, especially the World Cup where there's so many teams, the margin getting into the playoffs is going to be even tighter.
It's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Concede. Point approved.
And that's what's so hard about World Cup. Just trying to get in.
Give
yourself a chance. Get into the playoffs is tough. You got to be basically playing playoff paintball day one.
Unless you're one of the top 4 teams coming into this event.
Yeah, that's nice. But they grinded all year. They deserve that.
Yeah.
You know, they earned that. I like that how they kind of changed that to where your season can't get obliterated at World Cup on one bad event after you played really well
in a fluke. I would say if it's double points, then giving them the automatic playoff bye is worthy. I think if it's not double points, it lowers the risk a little bit. Maybe you could not do that. I don't know.
You can play devil's advocate because the guys that are not on the top ranks, they're looking at double points like it's a value.
Yeah.
You know, so it's interesting how it plays out sometimes. There we go. Shut up. We're trying. Bounce the snake insert off the break.
Droogs now into the snake. They make a play to that back corner can and then into the snake. I like that move.
Yeah, and Droogs are down 1, so they're going to be probably more on the offense than they are defense.
Looks like the Droogs have lost their Dorito side player, however.
There is not a lot of time. I know we got 8 minutes. We're good.
Cosmically speaking, there's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
In the span of the universe, this is a blink.
That's true. Good point. So here we go. We got Droogs got 2 guys in the snake, which I do like that setup. It can be powerful if used correctly.
Well, it certainly gives your lead snake player a little bit more room to take gambles.
Well, and you're close, so the communication's better, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one thing you always want to teach younger players is as a support player, which I grew up playing the second guy, you know, the support guy, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And you want to stay close to your front player. Just always retain that communication level, right? The farther away the guy is, it's going to be hard for him to hear.
You can talk and work as a team. Ooh, this is going to get close and ugly.
You're going to see that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah.
With the trade out of the 50 and the snake.
We're going to see it a lot.
Yeah. Mike Urena, I was watching him yesterday. He was looking really good at doing that. They're really methodical about getting that guy off the field and then JC coming right in.
So in a way for Nelson, for the Droogs, it was kind of a disadvantage getting there first because his barrel came around the edge of that 50 and it let the shut up we're trying player see him first.
Well, the unfortunate part was, so if you get the trade, then you got the second guy with the snake to himself. But now you got to give the advantage to shut up we're trying because he stayed alive through that exchange. And you can clearly see by this guy's body language in the snake.
No idea.
He's not even trying to play like there's a guy in front of him.
Yeah.
And it's going to be too late, but he bounced the middle guy. That would have been nice if he would have shot him. He would have had a little bit of confidence to go bunker the snake guy. I don't even think he knows the snake guy's there, to be honest.
No, I'm not seeing any Droog guns pointed on the snake.
No, and the back center guy, which I'm not sure why he's still back there.
I mean,
it's looking like they're playing like it's 5-on-5 and the game just started.
And the home player's going to get blown up there.
Well, you know.
I think on this field you have to always assume the snake is hot, even if you don't know it is. You can't rely on a teammate's call to tell you the snake is hot. You just have to operate.
That's got to be a cardinal rule. You know, I played this field day one when it was on the Saturday. Well, on the Saturday last week, and I played it, and that was the first thing I realized. Snake's always hot.
Always hot.
It's always hot. So just a couple extra inches into that bunker, wherever you're out in the field, don't give anyone an easy free kill. Be hard to kill. And that's where kind of valuing your body comes into play, right? That mindset of, you're not going to just get an easy kill on me. You're going to have to work for it, make some moves, and outsmart me. and my team.
And frankly, especially as a front player, if you're drawing 2 guns, then you're doing a job. Don't die. Draw the guns. Let your teammates go do something off of that. If you're
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes just because you're not killing people doesn't mean that you're not being effective.
Yep.
Getting up the field and having a lot of attention drawn on you. That's 2 to 3 guns that aren't focused on one of your teammates. If they pick up on that and you communicate well, that's an opportunity somewhere else on the field.
They can make their moves.
And good teams are going to recognize that, and you're going to see that offense generate a little smoother.
All right, Padres flying up the field. They got nothing to lose. It's 5-on-1. They're at about a minute of time. They say, why not?
60 seconds.
But I kind of like this for the Padres as well, because this is, a situation. It's okay, first match, we're going to lose this match, but let's see how we can attack this field against a defense.
Yep. You can treat this as a practice point where you can learn something off it as a coach.
Right.
Try some stuff.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. But you still got to have the discipline. I think you got to crawl low there, stay low.
And I think that was the home that shot into the snake and picked off
definitely.
that Padre player.
Definitely. Yeah, anyone passing that second knuckle, if they're not in the middle, then you look over and it's the home guy. He's going to be shooting right over that beam.
There might be an argument for not wearing a butt pack in that situation. I mean, you're under a minute.
I tell my snake guys all the time, and even if I'm going to play a front position or something, always put, especially this type of snake where you do need to crawl low, don't put any pods on your outer racks, right? Keep minimal profile. And then if you're running somewhere off the break, try to move those pods away from the shooters.
Yeah.
Like little things like that can matter because it is a
difference.
game of inches at times.
Well, they are going to run out of time on this match.
Yeah, this is going to be it for them.
Padres good attack on that last one. They at least should be happy with that. Whether or not they got to the buzzer is somewhat irrelevant to this match, so that's fine. They got some good practice out of that one. Good offense.
No, it was a solid match by the Oilers. They were really in control. I think they only really let 1 point get away from them with some individual deaths out of bunkers. Other than that, they were in control of the match the whole time. They always had field position. They always had good communication. And they always just kind of played as a team. You didn't see a lot of one-missile attacks. It was, hey, we're going to get up here, and then the back guy's right there.
And this is really reading the tea leaves and, reading body language type stuff. But to me, especially early on in a match, early on in the weekend, when you see a team play like that, it tells me they've probably had more spins on this layout than the other team.
It also matters who they play, too.
True.
Who they practice, because
they
that
just
does
look more
matter.
Comfortable.
Right. You really want to get challenged on the layout weekends. You want to make the mistakes. You want to learn. That's the mindset you want to go into when you're training for a tournament. But to me, that's fun. So when I say paintball's fun, yeah. Snake guy's getting eliminated there. Shut up, we're trying's in a pretty good spot.
If you're crawling snake 1 to snake 2 and you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, stay as tight up against that beam as you can.
Yeah. If only they could hear us.
Nobody's listening to this webcast. Don't worry about it. All right, so shut up, try and play, crossed into their snake, and he's going to start by blowing up the home.
This is going to be fun, yeah.
He's going to finish that crawl, probably blow up that snake.
I'd say crawl all the way down, yeah.
Don't he's stop. Not going to get a chance. He's going to run out of bodies.
He's not going to need. Yeah, he's not going to need to do anything really. Oh, he's got the Dorito. He's got the Dorito 3. Yeah. He's going to have to look backwards towards him. Hopefully the Droogs kind of save him. Wow. You'd want to see the Droogs concede at that point.
There it is.
A little late. Save the time. I mean, you're going to go down 3 points. Save your guy for one. He's about to take some hits. Yeah, down 3 points. This is where things are going to get interesting again. You're going to kind of see what the Padres are doing, right? Getting a little desperate, probably overextending, trying to push moves. And this field, the way I'm watching it now, I think when you're up 3 points, you're kind of in the driver's seat, and it's really up to the team to just be disciplined and not make mistakes at that point.
I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity here to flood up the middle. I'm not sure that there's as much
middle's
value in it, but it's not a field that's difficult to get up the middle, even to the 50 bricks.
I don't think the middle is playing to its full potential, if that makes sense.
You sound like a disappointed father.
I mean, ask me in 2 days.
Yeah.
But possibly. Only because I was watching yesterday, and a lot of guys are just going straight up to the brick, looking over the top. Straight up to the brick, looking over the top. That's not the only way to play the middle. You might actually be able to get 2 guys in there. Because that center wedge, the second one, has a really good zone on the Doritos. And you might not want to just utilize your one guy for that, but there's got to be another way to play. And that's what I was talking about with the guys last night, is you watch all these games, and you're watching how the field starts to play, and a lot of teams start doing the same things, right? Everyone starts doing the same things. But there's always a weakness to a game plan. So if you can figure out a way to methodically kind of play to the advantage of where the weakness is at, then there's another way to play, and then that may be counter to the systematic way of playing.
Right. So the layout kind of guides your hand as a coach where you're going to send players. But if you become too predictable in doing that, and the other team notices it, I mean, we believe right now the Doritos side's the weak side to attack in this field. However, if the other team is not dedicating guns on the breakout to that side, they're not dedicating lanes to shutting you down, start attacking the Doritos side because they're just not expecting.
Well, and that's probably what you're going to start seeing is everyone's going to be so focused on the snake that's when the Doritos side's going to open up, right? Kind of what we were talking about with the multiple bodies focused on one thing. Well, that's multiple bodies that aren't focused on the Doritos.
At all. All right, here we go. Droogs down by 3. They need something.
Looks like the snake player got bounced. He's asking for a check on the shut up we're trying.
Droogs player going to lose their guy going up the middle.
He's clean.
So Droogs down 4 on 5.
Yeah, 4 on 5, down 3 points. It's going to be tough. They just got back into the snake.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to stay there. There's a ref pulling him out.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And now he's got the corner guy, and he's not looking too comfortable back there.
So now Droogs are down to 3 bodies, 3 on 5. Take it back. There's a conversation with a home player. For,
penalty for Droogs. It's a minor.
Oh, that's
kind of a late minor. I'm not even sure what that was on. Must be the snake guy originally. Yeah, they're down 3 bodies, and the middle guy's in no position to effectively stop their snake guy. But there you go. Make a move. Give yourself a chance. That's what you want to see. You want to see at least give him a chance. Make another move.
You want to catch them by surprise. That's the best.
I mean, if he was in the 50 brick right now, he would be shooting this guy in the pack.
Yep.
But because he's kind of staying there, like now he's probably going to – the snake guy's probably going to pop up and shoot this middle guy, and he's – look at this right here.
Yep. That's it.
Oh, man.
Ouch. And that's going to be the last Droog player if my math is correct.
As a coach, it's so tough to watch because you see it. You know, you're standing here third person. You see it, and you want them to understand, hey, we got to move forward. We got to die moving forward. With that mentality, he goes to the brick, shoots the snake guy. Who knows what happens from that?
Mm-hmm. So I always have to give this disclaimer at some point on the webcast, especially if you're a player. Sitting here in the webcast booth or even we know we have so much more information than you do as a player.
Right.
When you're on the field, under fire, your head's got to be down.
Easy for me to watch.
You have so much less information. And when you come off and your coach is like, why the hell did you do that instead of this? And you're like, I had no idea. Like, what do you want from me?
It's tough. You know, and when you're behind the gun and your adrenaline's going, it is very difficult to control your mental aspect. I mean, that's why the game is so hard. And at the pro level, which I've competed at that level for a few years, and it is. And what it is, the pro guys are really good at doing that. They're really good about remaining calm, staying focused, and playing the game of paintball without getting too outside of themselves. And the precision comes into play, obviously the fundamentals. But out here, you have semi-pro, which is always interesting to watch because they're right there. They're almost right there. And it's just like 1 or 2 mistakes away from being great.
I tell you what, if I always tell my guys, I want them calm enough in a bunker that they could hold a conversation with, say, the guy taking a lunch order. Like, I want my players to be as calm as possible out there. Doesn't mean not aggressive. It doesn't mean you don't go make your bumps.
Right.
But if your mind is in full-on fight or flight mode and it's just pumping full of adrenaline,
you're not going to get
you don't tend to make as good decisions in the middle of a game. You have a harder time processing information. So I want my guys as calm as possible out there.
No, that's a great point. I agree with that. We got Droogs, so they are down a considerable amount of points at this point of the match. Shub, we're trying. They're in control. I don't see them really giving this match up at this point.
No,
but we'll see. You never know. I think I play both these teams, so I'd like them both to just lose catastrophically, if that's even a word. But I just made it one.
You're looking for a blimp to crash into this staging area, something like that?
I don't know. So, nothing too crazy, but.
Foodborne illness, maybe? That's what Jordan's calling for.
I don't know. Just everyone lose except for us.
All right.
That's what I always vote for.
How about we just say ties? We're looking for a lot of ties.
Go eat some bad sushi the night before a match,
10 seconds.
Some strip mall
Sorry
sushi.
to hear that, but I'm glad you're here, Here we go.
All right, here we go. Droogs on your right in a desperate situation.
Yeah, getting to move out to the corner.
Droogs
Looks like they got 5 alive, and they're up in the center, so not bad. And Shut Up, we're trying to lose his 2.
Although they are up in the snake.
You'd want to see some offense at this point from the Droogs.
Yeah, Droog corner needs to go ahead and get in that snake, make something happen. Oh, there's a minor over there.
Well, that'd be kill 4 then. So it's just a snake guy.
Just the snake guy, though. As we say that, Droogs lose their middle guy.
Here we go. I'd like to see these guys get on their feet. Let's make some moves.
Well, they need to identify it. I'm not
Right.
hearing enough
Well,
talking.
so Droogs have a guy in their Dorito, too, way over there on the other
But
side.
they are not talking.
No, they're not. They're not talking.
They're going to win this by sheer numbers, but they are not talking. I think Dan's figured it out. Oh, double bunker.
That's never fun.
No.
He shot his own guy.
Friendly fire.
Oh, man. Well, he still won the point.
Yeah. I always say the reward for being the last player on your team is to die just ugly. Like the rest of you guys have survivability issues, and you're like the one guy that's just solid. You don't die early. Guess what your reward is? You get double bunkered and overshot walking off the field.
And you can't concede it there. So, as a coach, I'm like, hey, sorry, man.
Suck it up.
That did suck. It sucked to watch.
Yeah.
But we're also up 3 points still, and let's get 5-on-5 again. We had a bad break.
Take one for the team or 50 for the team.
Yeah. That's why I don't play the front snake. If I'm going to be the last guy alive, I'm going to be somewhere else,
In a can or a temple.
Pick one of the big bunkers, right?
Never the snake. Snake is just
I'm going out swinging, though. Two guys coming to bunker me. I'm getting one of them. And no way I'm just going to sit there and take that.
You just made it sound like you're going to physically attack someone.
Well, no. That's against the rules. Imagine if they had that in like hockey, though. Having an enforcer out there. We used to joke about that all the time on DMG. It's like, oh, my brother and I, we're their enforcers.
Pull the penalty.
Yeah. If we were in a bar fight, our team would probably win.
Well, speaking of hockey, I mean, we did used to have the dead box hockey style.
And that was great. That was one of those things, growing up watching paintball, I was like, man, that looks like fun.
It was brutal coming out of that box, though.
I never got to do it.
Oh, you didn't want to do it.
No.
Because the other team would lock a gun on it. You didn't make it two steps. And this was uncapped.
I'll never forget the Rich Telford one. He was just standing there waiting for someone to come. I forget what it is. But I remember Rich Telford, he just standing there waiting for the guy to come out of the box. And the guy comes out just like, oh, man. You see your fate before,
This is uncapped semi days, too. Don't forget that part.
And everyone with their cheater boards.
Yeah. Yeah.
25 balls a second.
It was insane.
Yeah, that was gnarly to watch. But the footage was great.
But the footage was great. And I think it marked a big change in the direction of sport when we started adding flags and better penalty servicing. I thought it was a big improvement to the sport.
No, the sport kind of regulating and fine-tuning what works and what doesn't. Because they went through a lot of rate of fire changes and stuff. And I think, there we go. So there's a penalty for Droogs. They're getting a little desperate. And I think they lost a third guy on the drill side. Yes, they did. So 2 guys alive.
Yeah, this
2 players alive. They don't even know what chaos has ensued yet.
No. At least I still see pushing by the Droogs. I see a guy flying up the Dorito side.
He's trying. A for effort on that one. I'd be happy with it. Here we go. Get this guy. Yep.
He's going to get blown up. Still a Droog player over there in the 50 on the Dorito side somewhere.
He must not be shooting Valken paint.
Oh, no. I just saw another flag go up. They're not ending the match, so it couldn't have been on the Droogs because they don't have any bodies to fill.
No, if they're not conceding, this might be it.
So here's another thing, especially if you're viewing at home, or maybe you should know in the course of this weekend. So this reffing crew from Europe, and by the way, I believe they're a very good reffing crew, but they like to throw emotional support flags. And what I mean by that is that if your reffing buddy across the field throws a yellow, you also throw the yellow.
Okay.
Right? So it can cause confusion because teams playing in the U.S. aren't used to seeing that.
Right.
So if they see 2 yellows go up or 2 reds or whatever, they assume there's
like
2 separate penalties. It's generally not. It's generally the same penalty, but the refs. So keep that in mind because I could absolutely see that causing chaos. I've seen it happen before out here. And this is a good reffing crew, but it's just a slight.
Well, I'll tell you what, for them, to help me get used to it, they can go ahead and throw penalties on the other team. And then I can get used to the whole double, 2 penalties, 1 penalty. I'll let them know, constructive feedback. That's what I'll provide after the match. Okay, that worked.
Hey, Toxic Teddies, if over the course of this weekend Jordan here starts pulling penalties, just remember this moment, all right? Clip this off the webcast and use it against him.
60 seconds.
All right, Droog's either a little slow to take the refield, or they're just not going to. I see a Droog player hanging out near the entrance, and I think it's possible Droogs are just going to let this go.
Are they surrendering?
It may be.
They might be. They don't want to play the next one. I'm not sure what's going on here. I didn't hear a timeout or anything. Shut Up or Trying's definitely ready for another point, though.
I mean, why wouldn't they be? Everything's going their way right now.
Yeah, I'd be fired up. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we lost track.
Yeah, we got distracted. We lost track. So they were just waiting for the time, and then they're just gonna end it. Yeah, there you go.
This is what happens to your commentators when you got 7 a.m.
It's World
games,
Cup, all right? We're a little,
What do you want?
a little tired right now. Just getting your feet wet. You'll be all right.
You're coming in from California. You're definitely
I'll
on
check back
lag.
with you at like 3:00. See how you're doing.
Did you eat some of that strip mall sushi? Maybe you're a little off right now.
No. I know better than that. I remember Revo. I think it was Revo. They had gotten into that a couple years ago. One of the tournaments, I forget, but like their whole team got sick. So,
all right. Well, we're going to wrap it up for a moment. We're going to hand it off to Nicole. She's going to have a quick interview with a member of the Oilers.
Thank you. Oh, you're so tall. Back it up a little bit. I have Josh, a.k.a. Fluffy, from the Oilers, who just won. I believe it was 5-1. Am I right?
5-1 or 4-1. I'm not sure we got that last point. But yeah.
Right. So what was the key to your success for this match?
We were able to shut down their snake pretty well. We got their snake runner off the break 3 points in a row, and that just helped us be able to run the snake and take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah. And how do you think you're going to take that, those skills and what you guys got out of this into your next match? Using the same thing? Are you worried about
No,
scouting?
I mean, what works for one might not work for other. There's also everybody's out here scouting. You have to be adaptable. You can't just have one game plan that works, and you have to be able to pivot. Once they're going to counter your move that works, you have to be able to counter that. So it's just ever evolving.
Right. And your next match is when?
Next match is going to be at 9:45.
9:45. And who's it with?
Armada.
Well, tune in 9:45 for Fluffy and the Oilers and Armada. Thank you.
Thank you.